Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the gaming and the wrestling experience. I am your host Mario, and I got my co-host Lalo with me. How are you doing, bro?
Good, man. How are you?
I am doing great, dude. I'm doing great in this crazy rainy weather.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, this is episode number 27. By the way, getting pretty close to 30. And I just want to let everybody know that Fedgaming is having an upgrade. He is definitely having he's getting his a big 2021 thing. I'll show you right now, ladies and gentlemen. Get this here for 1 second. Give me 1 second here. So you might not see this completely, but this is Fedgaming 2021. Sorry if you can't see that, but he has some good stuff. He is really fixing his website to fix 2021. He has some good products that I've seen. I can't really say nothing much right now about it. But at fedgaming.com, it's pretty much under maintenance right now. So please just give it time. It is coming soon. I could barely show you the logo right now. I'll show it to you up here in the link up here, or just show the picture, which will be on there. So please go check them out. Oh, excuse me, no, don't check them out right now. But I've seen some good stuff that he's gonna sell, and it's pretty great. And I'll show you guys as soon as I get the thumbs up. He will show me some stuff. I will show you logos up there as well. But please be patient, and he's making the website looking really damn good, really good. I've seen it. But please just please be patient, and everything will come pretty soon. Now let's get back into let's talk a little about wrestling. There's not really nothing really going on with games right now. Do you have anything that's going on with you, cousin of what's going on in your gaming world right now?
Yeah, I finally converted all my Xbox Gold to the upgraded Game Pass.
Oh,
so I got the Ultimate Game Pass. Yeah, that's it's actually pretty cool. Like you have like a mix of good games with the regular like whatever casual games, and like really really excellent games. Like there's the Star Wars games are all on there from EA. So you have Battlefront 2, and Fallen Order. Which I started playing. I just started playing Fallen Order, and then you have like a mix of like your Bejeweled and like your your casual games, stuff like that. And then like all the Telltale Resident Walking Deads are on there. So it's got a good mix of stuff, so anybody can have something to play. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like if you have Xbox Gold credit, you can convert it. You pay $1 for the tax, but that's it. But you convert all your gold to the Ultimate Pass. So like my fiance bought me like 3 years worth of gold before the changeover, so I don't have to buy a new month of anything until 2022 December.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
It all just converted, so I have free Ultimate basically for that whole time. So we'll see what they come out with by then. But it's pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I've like I said, I started playing Fallen Order just to test it out, and she started playing Plants vs. Zombies just as a time killer.
Yeah.
How it worked, but it's cool. It's not bad, so I recommend it. Like definitely, it's basically just a Netflix for Xbox games, and it's a lot of fun. Like you download the game and install it like you normally would.
Right.
And then you can actually buy it later on. If they move it, you can buy it, and some of them are going to be at a discount.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I think everybody should give it a go, even if it's just right now. You can get 3 months for $1.
Right.
So even if you just try it out and see how you like it, it's totally worth it, I think.
Okay,
I'm glad I finally upgraded it.
Okay, nice. Okay, so let me just try to get a little clarification here. So let's say you have gold for right now, right? Let's say you have a year worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can actually convert it.
Yeah, exactly. It'll tell you to upgrade it. You pay $1 for like the tax basically of it, and then it converts all your gold to the Ultimate. So let's say you have a year, right? Let's say you have a year on your gold. You're going to pay $1 for like a little bit of time for like the first 3 months. Then after that, so it's only $1 though for the 3 months, not $1 every month. Yeah.
Okay.
Then after that, it converts your time for your year over to Ultimate. So like, let's say you had the 3 months with $1, and then you have 12 months. You have 15 months where you don't pay for anything else.
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you can upgrade it and use it for free. You know, and you lose out on the gold games, but I mean, you know, whatever.
It's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get all these other ones for free, and they rotate the games out. But
Right.
I mean, like I said, if you want to buy the game, for some games they're going to offer you a discount. So like
Okay.
Fallen Order, you know how you get your EA Play with your gold and all that stuff?
Right.
You'll be able to get it for a discount, and they're not worried about the older games because they're coming out with Squadrons. So
Okay.
you can do all the older stuff, like all the Fables are on there. So Fable 2, 3, and Anniversaries is on there. There's Fallout New Vegas is on there because remember Bethesda
Yes.
bought, so some of the Bethesda games are already showing up.
Wow.
on Ultimate.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Good
you
to
can play a good amount. So look at just if you go on your console, there's the little ads for it on the console itself. So you don't have to worry about going online. You can do it all through your console, upgrade it right then and there, and then it'll tell you in your subscriptions when your next payment's due. So like mine, like I said, isn't due until December of 2022.
Oh,
if I
nice.
want to finally get, change it up. So I have 2 years of free Ultimate basically for the switch over.
Oh,
But
nice.
definitely look into it. It's worth it. And you only pay $1 for the startup. Big deal, $1. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right. No, that's, dude, you know what? That's, thank you for letting everybody know that, because
for sure.
I haven't been on maybe for a good couple days. Just been busy, just focusing on this podcast. So thank you for letting everybody know that you can pretty much upgrade your gold and pay just that $1 for 3 months, and then not pay until after whatever you have 3 or a year. Then they start charging you like the 15, right?
Yeah, exactly. And there's a dumbed down version where you can only pay 10. So they have a $10 price point and then the $15. So it's just totally up to you, whatever you want.
Oh, so almost, you're right. It's almost like paying for Netflix
Yeah,
or
exactly.
any other, or paying like for HBO Max.
Yeah, exactly. So like I got to choose when it comes time for that. Like my fiance's like, you have too many, because we have Hulu Plus, we have Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix, YouTube Music, and then now this. So I'm like, I have 5. I got to figure out which ones I want to keep.
Ooh, that's kind of hard.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, fuck, I might just say screw it and pay for cable with everything that it costs. So we'll figure out.
I don't know, man. I mean, you know what? For 2 years, that's really good. And that, for 2 years, that's a long time. And I mean, if you play the games that you're gonna play, it'll be worth it. But if not, I can understand if you're not gonna keep it, because since you have to, eliminate one of your subscriptions. But by the way, so it's, I mean, if it's worth it, if not, then you go ahead and just keep on paying gold the old school way.
Yeah. So I only ever buy like 1 or 2 games a year, just because I don't have time to play 30 million games. You know what I mean? And I don't want to spend $100 every fucking game that I get. So I got the Black Ops Call of Duty, and that was $100. So that's gonna last me for until whenever the next one that I want to play comes out.
Right.
And then, but with this, I like it just because, like I said, I can play a bunch of different games and test them out. So if I wanted to get Fallen Order when it first came out, but I didn't want to spend the $60-$80 to get it. Well, now I'm testing it out, and when I want to get it, it'll be at a discount eventually. So that's even better, know. But yeah, for people who just want to test a game, it's kind of like when you used to rent them at the old school video store. You can pay $15. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, you play a game once a week, right?
Right.
For a month. You're basically renting your game for a week for $3. If you look at it that way, it kind of makes sense to pay it, or to get it. But again, you have to figure out what level you want, whether the $10 or $15, and then, whether you want to keep that service or get another. If you're a gamer though, and you have the time to play it, it's totally worth it. But like you said, if you're only getting on there once every couple days, and you have your Fortnite you want to play. That's your one game you want to play for damn sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you going to take the time to stop playing Fortnite to install another game, which can take forever depending on how
big
much data you have, or how big good your Wi-Fi is or whatever, and then actually try to play that game? Then you're like, well, shit, now I'm missing out playing on the game I normally play.
Right.
It just all depends on how you feel.
Yeah, that's true. And I gotta tell you that you need, if you haven't tried Jedi Fallen Order, holy shit.
Yeah, I love it.
It is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I die so many times just because it's hard. Like, that is the coolest thing about the game, is that it's hard. It's not where I want to throw the controller, but it's definitely like, okay, try it again. Like, I'm
so
only
would you
on
put your stats at? Like, would you put a Jedi or Master?
Like, I put more in the Force and then in healing than in combat.
Okay.
And so like my tree it's more like more Force and more survival. Okay. And then like I'm only on the third world right now. Because it took me like an hour to figure out that stupid ball.
Yes, I know.
In the second world, Yeah,
I know.
I actually broke down. I'm like, fuck it, I have to look it online. So I looked it up online to try to find it, and I'm like, oh, there it is. I feel stupid.
Yeah, thank God for YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. So like it's fun though, but it's frustrating. Like if you like Star Wars, you'll love it.
Yes.
But it's like I said, just challenging enough to make me want to keep trying and not get pissed off to quit.
Yes, and it's great too because the Jedi Fallen Order got a free update. It had a free update for optimize for the Xbox Series S. In 4K and everything, and it's funny. It's like, well, fuck. Well, thanks for updating it all late because I already beat the fucking game.
Yeah.
And it took a grind. It's a grind. But the story is so amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it. I beat it. Yeah, you can still go back and play all the stuff that you want to do, all the stuff you didn't all the secrets or all those secret what those called, those
the chests and stuff.
Yeah, all the chests that BB1 opens. But yeah, you can go back if you didn't get them, since you pretty much have everything in BB's upgrades. Open, to open all the cases. But I don't know, like, to me, playing that long of a game, thinking going all the way back to the worlds, it just seems like fucking just a fucking brain killer. Dude was like, man, I fucking beat this game already. I think I'm gonna go back to the worlds.
Yeah.
But
I'm still early enough in it where I'm only in the third world, so going back wasn't that bad so far. Like I went back to the first world and I'm like, okay, this is fine. But I could see where, like, I don't know how many worlds there are yet, but I can see if you get like to the 8th one and you're like, God damn, I gotta go all the way back now to just try to complete everything. I can see how, unless you're like someone who likes to get the 100%, then it's like, all right, this is enough.
Dude, no, I'm gonna tell you right now, you will get frustrated. You're gonna get frustrated as fuck, because when you go back to the world, you have to think, I gotta go way the fuck back there. And man, if you think about it, the maps are pretty big.
Yeah.
And kind of frustrating. Like, man, I just came back from this download and I gotta come back. So you gotta go sometimes forward to come backwards and go backwards and forward. But I like a couple of the levels. But to be honest, I think there's only 5. I think, to be honest.
Okay.
5 different planets. I could be wrong. I'm thinking 5 or 4, because you go back to different planets. I'm sorry, spoilers, everybody. You don't want to know how many planets, but I'm not really giving nothing away. Yeah, I mean, it can get frustrated at times. But thank God, when I was playing it, I had the Xbox Series X, but playing on the Xbox One S, and then playing on a new system on the Xbox Series X, man, I love the loading times. Man, when I played on the old Xbox One X, man, it was pretty much a wait. And then I could see a difference waiting for this one in the Series X, man. So man, it loads just fast, really fast. So it's pretty good when you get pissed off. You don't have to wait such a long time. So yeah.
I feel spoiled now that I was able to play it on this and be okay.
You're so lucky, dude. Cause fuck, I want just to fucking quit just by waiting. Like fuck this game. But yeah, dude, you're gonna see some surprises, man. I'm not telling you anything. It's amazing. You're gonna see some eye popping shit. You're gonna love the story. Like the story, pretty much. I don't want to spoil anything, but all I gotta say is that not to. It's pretty much in the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know that already.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you'll see the story and you'll see how it comes along. So man, I don't want to just spoil. I don't want to tell you anything that it's just pretty much in the Clone Wars of your side of seeing the Jedi order fall. As we know, since we watch the movies, watch the Star Wars movies, but it's pretty, dude. Like the graphics are amazing. Man, I just can't imagine when they, I'm if I'm not mistaken, I think they are gonna come out with part 2.
Oh, cool.
So that would I don't know when that's coming out, but I heard they're pretty much ready to make part 2, just don't know when. But yeah, dude, that's an awesome game. Yeah, dude. There's that. I seen a trailer of the Indiana Jones. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen it yet, but I heard about it, and I'm like, that's gonna be dope.
Dude, that's gonna be sick. It's only like 30 seconds. But it does say, it's funny because it does say on a trailer, it does say Lucasfilms on it. So it's interesting. So it's pretty much Easter eggs of. I'm thinking if it says different places to go, you don't really see anything. You just see the table and him taking his hat and his whip. But you don't see the person. You just see somebody grabbing, the hat and the whip.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I don't know if it's gonna be Harrison Ford looking like, or his voice, or I think it'll be amazing if he played his voice. I don't really like people playing the voice if we already know who Indiana Jones is in the trilogy. But I don't know. But it said like original of what is, I can't remember what it said. Like original stories. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just saying that's pretty much what it's saying. If thinking going back to the movies, I think.
That's cool.
So that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I didn't really, when it doesn't give you, of course, the date because it just they don't want to spoil too much. But since Bethesda is almost coming time for them to collide, to come together and release these games. I know that's pretty much what they're waiting for right now, so they can announce more games. Because what Microsoft is, it's going to be a big year this year, I think, for Xbox now. I know it was Sony, with Spider-Man and like Ratchet and Clank, and they had their big pretty much names, them coming out. So I know this is Xbox's year to come out swinging as well. But I'm excited of what's coming. I know I do play Fortnite a lot, but I do play some WWE 2K19 and 20 right now because of wrestling. Sometimes I just get that itch. Not really too much. Not too much right now of you playing Call of Duty as well. Is your game. Not too much of gaming. Do you have anything that you want to say? What's going on? Of what you've seen on the new updates on the Call of Duty Cold War?
I know that they're coming out with a new zombies map. I think at the beginning of February, so in like 2 weeks or so. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I was able to beat the first Easter egg all the way through. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they advance the story more, because it's a lot of very story based on the zombies. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, nice. Okay, all right. Now, excuse me, everybody. So have you already beat the story?
Yeah, for the zombies, I beat the first story. So now with the new map, there'll be a second story, and it was a son of a bitch to do, but it was fun though. Like I finally got it.
Okay, so the zombie modes have a story.
Yeah, yeah, it's called an Easter egg. So if you were able to solve it, you go through all the stuff and find all the guns and the weapons and the like the little tricks to turn everything on and close doors and all that stuff. Then you get to actually beat it, and then you finish it technically, and then
Okay.
that leads to the next part of the new map for their next story. So you'll be able to play the new map, but with the beating of the Easter egg, you get another part of the story told all the way through, and then you get like special like calling cards and shit like that. So I was able to beat it, and I was like, yes, finally, because playing online it's harder just because some people want to do it, some people don't, and then my fiance started playing the zombies because she likes it too. So we got
Right.
all the way right to the very end, and then we died right as soon as we were walking out of the area we need to finish. So she was like, I'm pissed, and now we're gonna do this again. So I'm like, yeah, we are. So
You know,
I was able to do it though, so I'm happy with that. And then I'm looking forward to seeing what they drop with the new maps because there's gonna be an update, I think, on the 4th of February, if I'm not mistaken. February 4th? Yeah, I think so. February 4th.
oh, nice. Okay, nice.
So
All right.
yeah.
You know, dude, because it's funny that every time that you're on, I don't see you on.
Really?
So I think you have your thing set off to show your your gamer tag offline, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know
Um,
what? I probably because I know I messed with my privacy settings, just because when I hate playing Call of Duty when people send you all the stupid messages
okay.
because they're always talking shit, and
Right.
it's like, dude, sorry, you suck. My bad, bro. Like, don't send me a random message. Like I was there's a spot in Nuketown where you can literally just sit there and just pick people off as you go when they come in on the map. So like I'll sit there and then like I'll tell my squad like, here, you go here, I'll stay here, cover. That way you can take that, and then I'll move up, and then I'll strategy.
Right,
So
right.
like I got like a 12 kill streak in a row just doing that, and then I finally ran out of ammo and died. And I got like 5 or 10 messages, and this was an old Nuketown that I got this. So I had 5 or 10 messages that people were like, "Oh, you camping bitch and son of a bitch," and how many, oh my god, I hate you, blah, blah, blah. I remember I set my privacy all the way down to everything, like that way no one can message me. So I think it's still set that way from when I changed the settings before. So I'll
Oh
just what
wow.
I'll see when you're on though, because I
Okay.
can see when you're on. So when you're on, I'll just send you a message, hey bro, I'm on. You
Oh,
know what I
okay,
mean? That
okay.
way you can see. That way
Okay,
at least you
yeah.
can see me that way.
Okay, okay. That's fine. Yeah, dude, yeah, just pretty much, pretty much we're all playing what we're pretty much playing right now until,
Mhm.
further notice.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, dude. So you know what, bro? Cousin, let's go and get into some wrestling now.
for sure.
I want to get your point of views and everything about what's going on. Now, um, just to get your point of view right now of what you've been catching up on reading or watching. Um, is there one thing right now that you're interested in story wise right now that's
Uh,
getting you?
you know, personally, one of the things that I'm really liking is and this is just because I know him, is Adam Pearce being
Okay.
on SmackDown a lot more.
Okay.
Um, I loved when they used to have back in like remember Jack Tunney and Gorilla Monsoon, the
Yes.
commissioner. I loved having the commissioner on there.
You
So
know Adam
seeing
Pierce?
so yeah, Adam
Holy
Pearce,
shit.
he worked in for the NWA when I worked for the NWA. I actually refereed one of his matches for the NWA Championship tournament. So I actually got to hold the real NWA Championship belt that like Dusty Rhodes
Wow.
and Ric Flair wore. So I got to work with him a lot in the Southern California area because that's where he got his big break. Because he was originally from Chicago, so he trained with like Colt Cabana
Oh
and
wow.
CM Punk out there, and then he moved out here and lived in San Diego. So he was working all the Southern California areas. So I got to work with him when he was really super big and cool dude, man. Like fucking smart as hell. Like if you want to know anything, that dude will tell you. And he's just one of the coolest dudes that I got to work with. And it's funny because I'm short. I'm only like 5'2", but he's like 6'2", 6'3".
Right.
So I'd walk up to him, what's up, Adam? How you doing, man? Shake his hand. He's like, what's up, well, how are you? And always just to fuck with me, right? But he's a cool dude, man. Like I got to, have some beers with him in Vegas doing some shows, and I got to work a lot with him and learn from him. And he's really, really just a good, genuine guy who's smart. Like he knows his shit. So to see him doing like getting to do stuff on the air, because he's one of those guys that he grinded in the indies for the better part of over a decade. And when I heard that he got signed to be a coach, I'm like, yeah, that's great. He's one of those guys that can teach people exactly what they need to learn. So to see him on TV, though, it's like that's where he deserves to be. It's like my friend Sky on AEW. Like, he deserves to be there just because he's that good. And so to see Adam on there was cool. So to see him and that whole thing playing out, it's cool. It's fun. So to me, that's interesting, just to see that. And then, of course, it ties into the big Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens gimmick thing. So I like that too. So all of that is fun. And I love Paul Heyman. I'm a huge Paul Heyman fan.
So you're a Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah, I'm a Paul Heyman guy. That guy's a fucking genius, man. So
yeah, he is.
Anything that I can see him do is always fun. So the fact that it's Adam and Paul Heyman working together on that whole thing tied into something bigger is really interesting.
Right. Yeah, dude. I gotta say, yeah, when I seen Adam Pearce, with Roman Reigns and having that confrontation, and then how his heel turn, how his heel turn is, that how he just, man, he was meant to be a heel, not so much of a face, but I don't care what anybody says that Roman Reigns has been grinding for a long time, even though that before the people were gone, before this COVID shit even hit, they pushed him so much. People loved him, people hated him, people hate him more or whatever. But I always stick with Roman because I know he was meant more for just whatever they were trying to do with him, which I know they're trying to give him a push all the time. Which I know he deserves because I'm pretty sure it's a grind, and everything, or knowing that he is, if he's I can't remember if he's a first or second or third generation.
I think he's third.
Yeah,
in the Hanoi family.
Yeah, and so he paid his time, and now when this pandemic happened, and I know I watched a little bit of the bump on the network or on YouTube, can't remember, that he was saying he always wanted to play heel. But I guess in this time and age right now we're in right now in COVID situation, that I guess they were like just gonna let me do it, let me, and they gave it to him, and look at him, man, everybody loves him being a heel, and I wish WWE would actually still ask the superstars, what do you want to do, but I know how, but then again, I know how strict they are. Sometimes people are just a yes man, and shit, you're getting paid, so but to have more insights of your stories and stuff like that. But I don't know how much I can't really know because we're not in the industry, but as what I've heard Chris Jericho saying, it's so much different in AEW where there's so much in tune of their story and their input, and Tony Khan, pretty much has his ways, but then again, gives the permission, say, go ahead and do this. Yeah, I will tell you this, but I mean, you can try it out if you want, but I think that's what they should do more often, man. Like, get their insights. It's a leap, but it's sometimes you gotta take leaps, man. Shit.
Yeah, I think if you look at the way that it's run too, like WWE is a corporation. It's not just a family business anymore. You know what I mean? They have a board of directors. They have regular writers. They're a publicly traded company. So they have to kind of bend and bow to what those people want too. Right. AEW, it's just Tony Khan, and then like the Bucks and Omega, and then Cody Rhodes. They're the ones who run it. You know what I mean? So they don't have the public to worry about. They don't have investors. They have them. It's them, their money. They're the ones who can say whatever. It's kind of like when you work on the indies. Right. You get to tell whoever brought you in, hey, you know what? Here's, like, for me, for example, like when I worked for the EWF, which is the company I got started for. Right. the head trainers like Jesse and Red, they were like, you know what? What are you thinking? What's your character like? Where do you want to go? Like, tell us who you want to be, you know? And so they were, you know, somebody would tell them like, well, I think I want to try this and I want to try that. And it was like, cool, go for it. See how it works. You know what I mean? And you get to put that kind of input and develop who you are there and figure out where you want to go. They would tell you like, you know what? We don't think you're ready for that yet. We don't think that you're going to do that. Like, I would always talk to my friend Red, and I was like, bro, you know, I think I want to, you know, I can do this coming as a commentator if I just do the play-by-play thing, you know, or the color thing. And he's like, you know what? I think you're right. I think you're ready for that. Let's move you in on the team as the third guy, and then we'll see how you work. And it just worked out that I was, you know, good at it, and then the other guy left to go do something else. He was like, perfect, you slide right in. And then you see other guys that like, oh, I think this gimmick will work well. And, you know, I have this idea, let me try it. And they're like, yeah, sure, go for it, man. Let's see how it works. And then you get other guys who come in and they're like, you know what, that's dog shit. Try it this way. And if, you know, if the booker doesn't like it, then he's not going to book you. So you got to try to go and work with that too. But it all just depends on the environment, you know?
Right.
With WWE, like, they build who they think will be the one. Like, look at John Cena. You know, they built him up to be, you know, the all-American new Hulk Hogan, the great guy. You know, here's who our face is, you know. And then with, you know, Hulk Hogan, he was the face. Dog shit wrestler. Couldn't, you know, I hate Hulk Hogan with a passion, you know, but he was the face of the company. You know what I mean? So, like, I think that is what they try to build. And they try to do that with Roman Reigns, but it didn't work. He just, you know what I mean? He's just not that guy. He's not a baby face. He's not who I think of as like a good guy. You know what I mean? Like, I hated him. I've never liked him. You know what I mean? But to see him now, the way he's doing this, it's better. It reminds me a lot of The Rock. The Rock was a dog shit face. Like, he was fucking horrible. When he was able to turn heel, it worked. And that's not because people like a heel, because people love a baby face. Look at Daniel Bryan. Baby face. Perfect baby face. But when you get someone who just clicks as a heel, you got to let him run with it. You know, like John Cena as a heel will never work. It'll never work. He just doesn't look like, he doesn't have the look of a heel. You know, Stone Cold, he was so good he could do both. He can do both. One of the best. You know what I mean? Even Mick Foley, like, if you look back at old Mankind as a heel, he wasn't that good. It was when he became the Mick Foley Mankind with the white shirt in the Mr. Sacco and went the baby way. That's when he got to be great. You know what I mean? So you mean Mankind then? Or do you mean Cactus Jack? No, Mankind. Like, when remember when he used to wear the brown singlet kind of outfit, and then he changed to the white shirt and tie, and then was feuding with the heel Rock? That was when Mankind was the best. You know, that was perfection. You know, like Triple H, never been a babyface, but he's been a perfect heel. You know, Taker, he can go back and forth and do both. You know what I mean? No, shit, not both. He can do like 3 or 4. Yeah, exactly. So it all depends on the guy. And when they try to force Roman Reigns in as a babyface, no one bought it. No one liked it, and it just didn't work. Now, though, it works. You know what I mean? And you put someone who, like Paul Heyman, who can talk for you, because Roman Reigns sucks on the mic. He's dog shit. But you give Paul Heyman the mic and you let Roman Reigns just do the work in the ring, very minimal talking. Now that's good stuff. I agree with you. Roman Reigns does suck on the mic when he was a babyface. Yeah. Now, him being a heel, I don't know if you ever seen or on YouTube, his things when he's a heel now. He's better. Yeah, he's a lot better. He's way better. I get it. Yeah, you know, man, I have to admit, you know, when John Cena came and when he fought John Cena, I mean, man, you got to be on your game to be with Cena, man, because John Cena could turn your ass out. On the fly. Like, that's how good John Cena is. And The Rock. Yeah, Rock wasn't that. But you know what, dude? I have to disagree with you, man. Me watching the network lately and just going back to old school Raw, The Rock wasn't that bad. Even though he was a good or a bad, he still had that energetic. The Rock was funny. And then now,
I don't know if you can agree with me, but um, I don't know what it is now, but The Rock's always been a people's champion. Yeah, he is amazing as a heel. Of course, I mean, The Rock could turn on a dime just like Stone Cold can. But I would say me following The Rock for a long time, and then now, yes, he is a movie star. Yes, he's pretty much done it all. Is that now he's more intrigued, he's more entertaining, he's more on the mic. He knows when the time does come, when the people do come back to events, and knows how to bring in a crowd and how to pop the crowd and how to listen to the crowd and how what's going around. Just like how John Cena and The Rock and people that have been there for a while, for a long time, that you got to listen to the crowd, you got to listen to them. Just like Hulk Hogan might be, you might not like Hulk Hogan, but he knows how to work the people. Now, he's not one of my favorites, but I mean, he knows how to work it at the time. And not so much anymore, but I'll give him that. I will give him that. That he, don't like him for dog shit. But I mean, shit. I mean, he's Hulk Hogan, and he's always gonna be Hulk Hogan, and he did pay the way for everybody, as much as everybody else did. Macho Man, and Junkyard Dog, and Bret the Hitman Hart, Owen Hart. I can go on forever. We can go on forever. Yeah, dude. No, I love Roman right now, dude. Roman's he's the shit. He's the shit. He knows what to say. I love the shirt that says, I'm head of the table. I'm just waiting for the shirt that comes out that says the Tribal Chief. That's the shit right there. I don't know if you've been watching it or glimpsing at it, but man, you need to watch it on YouTube, because YouTube has all the highlights from Raw to SmackDown, starting from the bottom, working your way up. It gives you 3 minutes of each segment of Raw and SmackDown to catch up with what's going on. 3 minutes, maybe 3 to 4 to 5 minutes of each and every match or section of the category of what's going on. But always start from the bottom and work your way up to watch YouTube. But sometimes that's the fastest way I do it. Sometimes if I don't want to watch the whole show. It's so different now. Just I can't watch it because of the crowd, man. Like the crowd gets you pop and exciting. Yes, I know they've been working a long time with the giving the sound effects of the crowd, the ooh, the ah, and I gotta hand it to WWE. They can fucking do it. They can do it, and I know AEW has fans in the arena. I know WWE is so strict right now of not having nobody in there right now. But since WrestleMania is around the corner, I have been reading that they are gonna start letting people. I think they're waiting for Super Bowl and see how much they're waiting, how many people they're gonna let in for their stadium. So I'm thinking whatever they say, whatever they're gonna put, like 12,000 or whatever, 10% capacity of the stadium. But I think in my of what I'm reading, of what my opinion is, I'm thinking they're waiting to see what they do before of what they want to do for WrestleMania. I don't know if you've seen the trailer of the WrestleMania. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Now, did you like that trailer?
Yeah, I did. One of the things that WWE always does good is their hype videos and their trailers. Right. Like that has always been great, going back to forever ago. You know what I mean? Like they have a really good production staff that makes it look great. One of the things that always struck me about that is that Shawn Michaels, when he retired, he said, one of the people he thanked was one of the people in the back that built his videos because he's like,
Right.
he made me look better than I ever could have in the ring. And so I got, it's one of those things you get excited for. Like I was excited that WrestleMania 37 was going to be in LA just because it's close to me. That was the one. I've never been to one, and I've always wanted to. I've only ever been to one pay-per-view ever, and it was a SummerSlam 2011, I believe.
Okay.
So, the idea of a WrestleMania being in LA was, especially like 37, was going to be dope. So, but since it got pushed back to 39, I was still okay with it because I'm like, okay, that's still exciting because, that trailer was what made it. You know what I mean? It made it like, oh, okay, cool. Not only are we getting back to sort of regular, but now we're going to see it here. You know what I mean? Again.
Right.
And even though it's 2 years away, it still was like, yes, I like it.
Right. I mean, I'm kind of glad they're still having WrestleMania at 37. I'm kind of hyped just to see people going. It's a start. Yeah, I know I understand with WWE. I know they're just really safe with their superstar. But then again, 2 weeks ago, Drew McIntyre had COVID and he didn't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he's coming back tonight on Raw. And they're going to have conflict with him and Goldberg. So I can't wait to watch it later today, to watch what's going on there and the Royal Rumble. You know what? I wasn't excited for the Rumble. I'll be honest. But I'm really curious. Let me see. Do you have an idea of who you think is going to win it this year?
Oh, just based on who's in it, not yet. And based on what they're doing with everyone, still, I don't know. It's
Right.
one of those things this year. There's no real like, this is the one who's going to get it. This is who deserves. This is who should win. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Normally by now you've seen someone who's breaking out. Like, yes, this is the winner. This is who's going to do it. But because like Roman Reigns is going to be with Kevin Owens in the title match, and then you have Drew McIntyre and Goldberg more than likely going to be in their title match still, even though Drew McIntyre had COVID. There's really no one that's standing out like
Right.
amazing. Like, yes,
that's
right. Which is kind of doesn't make me want to watch it. It doesn't make me want. It's not making me excited. Like, there's always that surprise factor. There's like, remember when AJ Styles debuted a few years back at Royal Rumble?
Right.
You always have those like Edge when he came back. That was a big deal. When John Cena came back after his surgery years ago, like those are always interesting. But it's like, but who though? Like, how are you? Who's there that's gonna make me excited?
Right.
And like, I was looking at the list of people. I have it pulled up right here. Like Daniel Bryan, yeah, he's good. But what's he gonna do? How are they gonna fit him in to the Roman Reigns Kevin Owens thing? Then there's.
You know what? I'm sorry to cut you off. Since you said Daniel Bryan, I was thinking, I know he wants to take. I don't know when, but I'm reading that I know he wants to take a leave.
Mm-hmm.
And so I read up on news on can't remember the site, but I was reading. It could be a rumor. It's not set in stone or anything. But I was reading that Daniel Bryan wants to wrestle until he's 70.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, maybe take a leave. Now, before I got just me saying that. So, I know Daniel Bryan wants to take a little time off right now. Just don't know when. But what if Daniel Bryan does win the Rumble? Do you think Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns would be good, or would you want to see Big E get that big push to fight Roman Reigns?
I love Big E. I always have. Like, him with the New Day was amazing. The New Day is one of my favorite stables of all time. Like, they're perfect. It would be cool to see him get that push because he's one of those guys that deserves it. Big E.
Okay.
To see him get it, he deserves it.
Okay.
But I like him where he's at right now.
Okay.
You know, I like what he's doing with her business. I like that stable. I like that growth. Like the Shelton Benjamin with the Big E. I like that dynamic with Lashley. All that stuff together looks cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that you know, to me, is entertaining. And I don't know that I want to see that end yet. You know,
Okay.
I I'm gonna tell you right now though, one person who I think that people should keep an eye on
Mm-hmm.
for the Rumble, just because he's really got nothing really to do other than the match he had with Styles.
Okay.
Ricochet could be
Okay. Okay.
someone
Okay.
to look at,
That's my
and
boy.
Mustafa Ali.
Oh.
I think that because you have that retribution thing going on in Mustafa. I remember I saw Mustafa Ali on that cruiserweight challenge.
Okay.
I loved him. I thought he was
Okay.
fantastic. I think that all retribution getting in there
Right.
would be cool.
Okay.
And then they could set up Mustafa Ali as the winner
Okay.
to, you know, I mean, because you get that shot at the title.
Right.
You know, what better way to push a good stable, you know, up to the top
Okay.
than by having that leader win and then everyone protecting him. You know what I mean? It
Right.
has that look of everything going. Now, it probably won't happen because they're all heels, but to have him do that, I think it would be cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I was looking at Hurt Business. I love Cedric Alexander, but I don't think that he's ready with the Hurt Business to do anything. I don't like Jeff Hardy as the winner of it. Shinsuke Nakamura, I don't like him as the winner of it just because it just doesn't, you know, it doesn't do much. Sami Zayn is, you know, doing his own thing for the IC title, and that's cool.
Do you like how Sami Zayn? I mean, do you like what he's doing right now with his character?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. Sami Zayn, I've loved Sami Zayn since he was El Generico in PWG.
Okay.
Like he just has one of those it factors. So to see him, you know, getting a real good angle, you know what I mean? I think it's cool.
I think it's hilarious how he's bringing the camera guy and having this controversy. Or it's hilarious.
Like it's fun. Like if your viewers or your listeners go back, look up El Generico PWG, you'll see that foundation because it's funny to see this Canadian redheaded dude. He was a luchador in PWG and on the Indies, and he only said like "Ole," like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that was his gimmick, and it was perfect. So you see the comedy there, being able to work the comedy now, and it's just a good extension of what people can do. And I think that's something the writers don't look at. They immediately see like, oh look, you know, you're with us now, so we know better than you. It's like, well, dude, what the fuck? They got your attention doing this shit.
Right.
Let them have a go at it. Let them see what they can do. You know what I mean? You're obviously going to bring fans with you. Like, look at Kevin Owens. So they brought in a ton of fans because Kevin Owens, who was Kevin Steen on the Indies, brought him with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas, you know, a guy like Roman Reigns, he was a nobody before WWE built him, you know?
Right.
But if you have these indie guys that have a fan base, let them do what they do, you know? Let them have at it. Like, look at CM Punk. Was one of the perfect, like he came from ROH and the Indies and worked his way. Daniel Bryan, the same thing. Let them do it, you know?
Right.
So, and like Shinsuke Nakamura, great in NXT, not so good on the main roster because they now made him corporate, you know?
Right.
When he was like Finn Balor. Finn Balor was amazing in NXT because he was able to do what he was doing in Japan, at New Japan.
Well, he's in NXT right now.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Look at that. He's better there because there's Triple H runs it, you know, and Triple H is smart. He's like, you know what? I know what you can do. Do your thing. Have at it. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I think NXT has some better workers than WWE sometimes because you have, look at Gargano, Ciampa. You have, like you said, Balor, all down there. You know, Keith Lee was way better in NXT than he is, I think, in WWE.
Right.
So.
I mean, you know what, dude? I 100% agree with everything you just said right now with NXT and Triple H. Yeah, you know, I respect Vince McMahon, whatever they, he made it what it is today. I get it. I have most respect for you, Vince McMahon. But man, I think Triple H is ready, man. he can blow this shit out the water.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, NXT, man, look at it, man. It's it's a more wrestling entertainment. I mean, excuse me, it's more wrestling.
Yeah.
And then there's drama on Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, it's good right now with Roman Reigns and his heel turn. Yeah, it's great. I'm just, I'm always excited. SmackDown is better than Raw right now.
Mhm.
I mean, I think in my own opinion.
You're not wrong. I mean, 3 hours is way too long.
Yes.
3 hours is way too long for anything. And yeah, I get it. It's the flagship show. It's the main show.
Not no more. What I'm saying.
Yeah, 3 hours though. And it's not like they don't have talent. They have all the talent in the world. But if your, third show is better than your number one show, maybe you, like you said, Triple H needs to do something. And I respect Vince too. I mean, we wouldn't be talking right now about wrestling
if it wasn't for Vince.
Yeah, we wouldn't. I mean, we'd be talking because we're family,
right.
But we wouldn't be talking about wrestling if it wasn't for Vince. None of us would have been wrestling fans if it wasn't for Vince.
That's
but
right.
It's like, look at the show. Just look at some of the stuff. You have Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong. Those names alone are amazing.
Yes.
I remember watching Roderick Strong in the Indies and being like, that dude is something. And he's exactly what he was in the Indies. He's still doing it. Look at Ciampa. Look at Charlotte Flair went back down to NXT to work down there because it was amazing. It's what should be, going on.
That's what should be Raw and SmackDown.
Exactly. There you go. That's exactly what I was trying to say. That's what Raw and SmackDown should be. NXT should be what it was. Developmental, get the guys that are and girls that are working, get better, get them up to the main roster. Right. But I mean, when you have better performers down there and better matches, I mean, come on, let's take a break and look to see what they're doing,
Right. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I agree. Just that, I think Vince needs but I know as, me and you since been watching wrestling since we were little, but I'm saying that we're going to know he's going to ride this baby out until we can't do it no more.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he'll go off to the sunset and, and everything. But man, I mean, it's like, man, I wish Vince wasn't, hard-headed. And yes, I get it. He's a hard, he is a grinder. He does that grind for the entertainment business. But man, I just, I really wish that he would just let Triple H just do it, man, do his thing. And I 100% would guarantee that he will make him proud.
Mm-hmm.
And the ratings will be higher because the ratings suck. Maybe I haven't been listening to the stuff with the ratings, but I don't know if it's getting any better because of Goldberg come back, but I know a lot of people hate it. I agree with them, but I mean, out of all these people, I get it. Goldberg, he's a money grabber, like Brock Lesnar. Mm-hmm. He's a money grabber. Yes, he is. Yes, he is a part-timer, but I mean, he did his time. But then again, to me as a fan, I don't like it when he comes back and he holds the belt and he doesn't wrestle.
Yeah.
At least Drew McIntyre, I give much respect for Drew McIntyre right now, holding it and making relevant instead of not wrestling and not making that bout relevant, because that bout makes it relevant or makes something to fight for. Even with SmackDown with Roman Reigns, he's he's doing his thing for SmackDown. He's being the head of the table for SmackDown. The stories are more interesting on SmackDown, not so much on Raw. Mm-hmm. I respect all the women, all the men are doing what they're doing right now for COVID. I get it. I hope after all this shit blows over and the vaccines are out and without any glitches, I mean, like without any side effects or whatever people are getting, but right now I understand and respect right now what they're doing right now because I know they don't want a lot of talent around. because of COVID, and COVID sucks. COVID just sucks balls right now, big time.
Yeah,
and when it doesn't change the fact that if COVID wasn't here right now, they would probably still be the same. The wrestlers would probably be in the back right now instead of being at home making money. But I mean, yeah, they do have a lot of talent, man. And speaking of Ricochet, like I was going to bring up Ricochet, that I want a couple of my friends don't agree with me. They don't want to see them in the Hurt business, but I think I can't see him in Retribution. I could see him being a heel in the Hurt business. More interesting to see him in a suit, to see him do that turn. Yes, he could turn in Retribution. I just can't see him in that team. I know it's a big rumor that Braun Strowman might be in Retribution. Random shit. I don't like it. Make no fucking sense. Why is he in Retribution? It's a rumor, everybody. So please, if you write down the comments, if you agree with me, put that thumb. Just hit that hit that like button. I would like to. I would really like to read your comments. Please write comments down below. Please, I would like to give your point of views of if you agree with me with that. If you rather see Ricochet in the Hurt business or Retribution, and a rumor that Braun Strowman might be in Retribution. It's a rumor for that, but I think it's stupid. I don't understand it. These creators, man, are just fucking everything up. Braun Strowman was the big thing before he left. To be honest, they weren't really doing anything with Braun Strowman, but and Keith Lee, back and forth or whatever they're doing with him. I get it. Just I wish they would just leave him how he is, but I get it. When you're on big television, you gotta. I get it. You have to fix your skills with big wrestlers or bigger wrestlers, and you can't be so much athletic with these big wrestlers. I get it. I understand, but I think with Keith Lee too as well that he doesn't need training. He doesn't need going into the performance center. Let him be. Let him be limitless, man. Let him be how he was. But I know he's a yes man, and he's gonna do what he has to do to make the money. And I respect you a lot for you're just doing what you have to do. I get it. Going back to Ricochet, what do you think, Lalo? Who do you see him be more in her business or in Retribution?
I would be more curious to see him in her business.
Okay, good.
Than Retribution, just because he has that look of like a young Randy Orton when Randy Orton was going with Evolution.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I could see him in that suit and tie, like looking like, yeah, man, fuck you. Do you know who I am? Like, behind the suit, I can do this. Yeah. You know what I mean? And to see that, I think would be intriguing, because it would be something where you have to see him work outside the ring now. I think it would give him more of a creative direction to go in than if you just put him with Retribution. You put him with Retribution, great. He's gonna go kick people's asses. We've seen that. Right. You know what I mean? We've seen what he can do in the ring. We've seen what he can do, where he's just whooping the shit out of people. But if you give him now someone where he's like, do you remember when we were younger? Actually, the Corporation.
Yes.
Where you had the Rock, Shane, Vince. I can see that Hurt Business working as like a newer corporation.
Okay.
You have the Rock as the corporate champion. That was the badass Rock.
Yes.
I could see Ricochet doing that. I could see him, doing the whole shirt and tie business and being the badass like that. And then when it, like taking off the tie and like, oh shit, here we go. You know what I mean? Like look at Triple H. Shirt and tie Triple H is still a badass, but when he's, what?
Takes it off.
Boom, he's gonna go. And Ricochet, I could see doing the same thing. Even set him up for a face turn later on where he goes against Hurt Business because they'll break up. And if Ricochet's there, man, bam, boom, it pushes them even further to the top.
Right.
Look at Evolution. I'll go back to that when Batista. He had the shot to go against whoever for the championship, and he chose to go against Hunter, and he did the whole.
Exactly.
That's what turned him on to being a badass. It was like now Batista was badass before. Now he's gonna go and elevate himself. Now the motherfucker's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's a big movie star, like The Rock, almost.
Almost, but
almost
exactly. There. Ricochet can do the same thing. Maybe not movie star, but definitely elevate his stock by, going and showing people what else he can do. And I think that to me would be more entertaining than to see him with Retribution. I think Mustafa Ali has that set, and he's got the cast of characters where he needs to be.
Right.
And I think that's going to be fine. They're going to be good without him. Whereas Hurt Business could probably be good without him too, but I could see him doing better there in that stable than with the other one.
Okay. I totally agree with you, man. Yeah, I just, man, Ricochet's more, man. He's an amazing wrestler, man. I haven't really been seeing him. I think he wrestled, last following week. I don't think I've seen him wrestle this week. Hopefully he's on tonight. But he's not going with Retribution, so that's good because he would have been joining him by now.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to, but I hope he can go to Hurt Business, man. I really hope, man. I definitely want to see him go there. I don't know where else he can go. Being a solo guy, yeah, he's getting beat up all the time against Retribution.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see Hurt Business recruiting though anybody right now, so I don't know how they're gonna slip that in there, or if they're gonna announce it. Hey, if anyone wants to join the Hurt Business, come out right now, and it'll be Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind seeing that little spot, or who knows what else they can think of.
What they could do is just have Hurt Business come out and make a save for Ricochet.
Yeah, you know what? Yes.
And then they make a save, and then he's like, "What the fuck?" And then you just see Lashley get up, pick him up, dust him on, and be like, "Good, walk off." Like, what the fuck was that? I didn't ask for that. And then have it again, and then finally, Ricochet be like, "What the fuck are you doing? What is going on here?" And then have them do a little promo where they're like, "You know what, son? We see you. We've seen what you do. We like what you do for the business. Maybe it's time to join our business, though. And we've had our eye on you. We can do this, And then let Mustafa Ali cut a promo. He's like, you know what? Look at you little bitch. You're over here. You need these guys. And he's like, I don't fucking need them. I don't need them at all. Me and you one-on-one. Okay, fine. Let them do their little one-on-one thing, and then let Ricochet get over. You know what I mean? But right at the very end, Mustafa Ali, they all come in, put the boots to him with Retribution. Finally, say, you know what? Fine, us against you, and then just have it be a big schmoz. You could build that sumbitch all the way to Survivor Series if you wanted to.
Right? Yeah.
And then do a Hurt Business versus Retribution match at Survivor Series if you do it right, or even if you want the payoff to be sooner than that, let it be like a big thing where Mustafa Ali versus Ricochet at WrestleMania, and then it turned it into oh no, now it's going to be this tag against that, this team against that team for WrestleMania,
Right.
You can do a bunch of stuff with it if you wanted to do that. Ricochet alone is fine, but I think that if you're going to do something like that, that would be a fun way to do it.
Right. No, yeah, I 100% agree with you, man. I'm just really I'm excited what's going to go on today. Not really too much of the Goldberg and Drew McIntyre right now. Let's see. I'm curious what Retribution is going to do right now. If they're going to put him in the matches or whatever's going on. Let's see. Another question: who in the Hurt Business? Do you want to see Bobby Lashley fight Drew McIntyre? Do you think he's ready to go there yet?
I like him where he's at.
Okay.
I don't think that Lashley. The bad thing about trying to put these champs like the mid-level champs with the top tier champs is then you make it so that way that second belt doesn't mean much.
Right.
You know, like let's say Lashley goes and wrestles or works against Drew McIntyre as the U.S. champ and loses. Well, now the U.S. title looks like, a second tier title. It's like, oh, look,
Right.
You're only good enough for that, but you're not here. It's like, oh, okay, well, now that belt looks bad.
Right.
Whereas it's almost like a big fish in a small pond. At that mid level, he's great. You know what I mean? And I think that he's good at that level with that group. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially with a young kid like Cedric Alexander working with someone like Shelton Benjamin. I think that mix is nice.
Okay.
I think where they're at now. I don't know that he could work them and it would be, okay, but I don't know that it would be amazing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Where it's like, it would be one of those feuds where it's like, oh, look, we don't have anything for Drew to do. Give him fucking Lashley for a month or two and then we'll figure out something later. It seems like it would just be, thrown together and unless you did it right,
Right.
Especially the way they make McIntyre out like the fucking badass monster. He could, if you think in the terms of it being real, he could probably, beat the shit out of Cedric Alexander in real life or, Shelton Benjamin, you know what I mean? If you want to think of it in that, we know it's not real or, it's scripted, but,
Right.
Trying to keep that mindset of always wanting to look at least real.
Right.
I think that, I don't know that it would be a good matchup.
Right. Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I can. Yeah, I could totally agree with you on that. Yeah, he should stay where he's at to make that bout relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Charlotte is ready to already? It's enough for her being a tag team champion right now and have her face Asuka already?
You know what? With her, she's so good. She can do anything. She's legitimately one of the best female wrestlers that I have seen in a really long time. They're a fun dynamic though, her and Asuka. I think that them staying as the tag title holders works for a minute. Just because I honestly think that they made it so every woman is great and amazing and fantastic and perfect. So like, who is really good? Who's better? It's almost like they peaked for a minute and now they got to let it settle down. Right. So I like her as that. She's almost like she knows that she's good, and the writers know that they can put her with anything and do anything and it'll be great. So I think that they let it build together still for a little bit longer. Let it go for a while. Okay. Then you can go ahead and go from there.
Okay. All right. That's good.
In my opinion.
No, that's all good. No, I agree with you. She just came back, so she needs to, work her way up again and get back in the groove. But yeah, I agree with you, man. Charlotte is one of the best workers, man, of the women right now, man. I respect all the women, but I'm just saying, Charlotte she's the shit. I know she's probably just taking it slow right now. Let's see. Now we see. Now, what's your opinion with Charlotte and Carmella?
With Charlotte and Carmella?
Mm-hmm. Have you been?
Carmella has.
Have you been looking at that? I just want to make sure I'm not just throwing shit out to you. And
no, you're good. Yeah.
Okay.
Carmella is unique. She's definitely unique. I really think that she's starting to come into her own. Okay.
That's true.
Because remember before with Cass and Enzo, she was just there. It was like, oh look, there's our arm candy manager. She's really starting to blossom into something that's bigger. Because even before it was just like, oh look, it's Carmella. With when she was with Ron Killings, R-Truth. It was just like, oh look, there's something for her to do. She was funny though. She was good. It was funny. Yeah,
it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, totally. It was just like, it was still like good, and I think that was showing. It showed people like, oh look, she can do something. Right. Let's give her something more. Let's give her something to do. You know what I mean? It's like Lacey Evans, you know. I think that building her in this unique way with Ric Flair was cool. You know what I mean? Different. It gave her and Charlotte something to play off of. But I think Carmella kind of like interjects herself just in the right way to give her like this new like lease on life almost. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that this is a good test. Like put her with her, let her see what she can do. You know she's good on the mic. You know that she's getting better in the ring. It's sink or swim time. Who better than the best to put her with to see if she can hang? And if she can't hang, then okay, no harm, no foul. We know that she's now mid-level. But if she can hang, it's like, oh shit, there's now we got another viable person to work with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because remember, like when we were younger, it was always just Lita and Trish, Lita and Trish, Lita and Trish, Lita and Trish. Oh fuck it, okay, we get it, Lita and Trish, Lita and Trish. But if you can now look and say like, well, no, look, Carmella, Charlotte, Sasha, Asuka, Bailey, you know, the Riot Squad. If you have a bunch of different women who can work and do well and succeed, now your division looks good. It's not just the same two over and over and over and over. You know.
So all the women you just named, do you agree with what's going on with all of them right now? Like they're doing a great job right now of doing what they're doing with the story. I mean, they're awesome wrestlers. I'm saying in creative minds.
I think that
for the creators,
women's division, I think is probably better than the men's division, creatively.
Right.
And I think it's just because they're trying to make it relevant, and I think that's great.
Right. That's
I think it's 100%. Awesome. I think women's wrestling has come a long way since the bra and panty matches we used to watch. You know, when
I do miss those matches.
I think that they're genuine, decent, good storylines. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
And because they're so different, it's not like it's like to look at the men's division. You have the heavyweights, you have your cruiserweights, you have dedicated tag wrestlers. These are all individual women who are all basically the same. I mean, Nia Jax is a bigger girl as far as weight wise, but she still wrestles and works with these women who can hang with her. You know what I mean? But all these women can do all these different things together, and it's almost like there is no specific, like, you can only work big people, you can only work cruiserweights, you can only work in a tag. They can do it all. So yeah, put them together, mix them around, see what you can do. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when the Bailey Sasha thing first started, it was like, what? How? Oh, never mind. That works great. You know what I mean? Right. Even with the two badasses, it still worked. Right. You know, even when Becky Lynch was, dominating, it was like, okay, cool. I like it. She's making now everyone step up their game to work with her and get on her level. And I think that was one of the best things for the women's division was having both belts on Becky Lynch, because now it made one person for everyone to chase. And if you wanted one of them, you had to get better. And it's exactly what it is now. I think the women are really kicking ass.
Yeah, Becky was the shit.
Yeah.
She was. I hope she comes back pretty soon, but I know she's being a mother and she's having a time of her life right now with the baby. I don't know if she's in the picture with her holding the baby.
Yeah, with the baby backwards on. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they don't want to show the baby's face yet.
Yeah.
Totally which is understandable. Now, for the last topic, how much time do you have left?
About another half hour or so.
Okay. So, just before we get into the next segment, I'm gonna cut right here, people. We're gonna keep continuing this conversation. This isn't the thing I'm doing. The conversation is going on for a little more longer. We are gonna talk about right now about Evans, and we're gonna talk about Charlotte Flair, the storyline with her, and with her with Ric Flair. What's going on with them? So please, everybody, just remember, I'm gonna give a shout out to Fedgaming. Please go check. Don't check him out right now. He's updating his websites, but please, it's gonna be awesome. 2021 is coming soon to Fed. It looks amazing. Just be patient. The creative is pretty damn good, I gotta say. I'm gonna show you some logos right here. So please, it's gonna be pretty cool. What's coming out? 2021 is gonna be pretty good, pretty big for Fedgaming. So please, I will just leave the link down below. Don't worry, but you can't go into it right now because maintenance. But I will leave the link. The conversation is going to be continued, and just want everybody know. There's a shirt that I have, but it's a prototype right now. If you guys like it, please press that like button. Comment below if you like the shirt. It is the shirt I'm getting right here, the gaming and relaxing experience. It's a next level. What they say for the fabric, very comfortable. The same fabric that Fedgaming uses on their shirts. But please, I am gonna have it out pretty soon. It's gonna be on Etsy pretty soon. But if you guys like it, please press the like button and comment, please. I would really like to know if you like the shirt. It will be on Etsy pretty soon. But please, the conversation is going to go on. So stay tuned. I'm your host, Mario. Oh, excuse me. I'm your host, Mario. My cousin Lalo. We're going to keep continuing this conversation. We'll see you there.